Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today I have a special story about money and betrayal. It is a story about finding your dignity again. My name is Leo and I was a boy from a small town. I learned the hard way that some shortcuts are too expensive. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps these stories coming. Now let us begin our journey. I saw Elena again last week on a cold night in Chicago. The winter wind was blowing hard against the windows of the bar. 5 years had passed since the day I betrayed her. I was sitting in a fancy bar on the top floor of a skyscraper. Looking at the city lights, I felt like a king. I had a lot of money and wore a very expensive suit. But inside my chest my heart felt empty and cold. Then the door opened and she walked in. She was wearing a long black coat and a simple scarf. She looked calm and beautiful as if time had never touched her. She walked through the room with a quiet strength. She sat across from me and smiled just a little bit. "Hello Leo," she said in her soft voice. "You look like a successful man now." Her voice was like music, but it felt like a knife in my heart. I could not even say I am sorry to her, because the weight of my guilt was too heavy to carry. Let us go back 5 years to where it all started. I was just a server in a private club for the rich. I worked 12 hours a day and my feet always hurt. I lived in a tiny apartment with no heating. My friend told me that I should be smart. He said rich people come here every day to talk business. Just listen to them and you will find your chance to rise. I did not understand what he meant back then. I just wanted to earn enough money to pay my rent. One afternoon a group of powerful women entered the club. They were elegant and spoke about international business. Elena was the leader of the group. She was quiet and very focused on her work. I was very nervous serving their table that day. While I was pouring her coffee, my hand started to shake. A few drops of hot coffee spilled on her expensive hand. I was terrified and my heart skipped a beat. I thought she would scream and I would lose my job. But she did not get angry at all. She looked at me with kind eyes and a warm smile. "It is okay," she said softly. "It is just a little coffee, do not worry." Then she gave me a very big tip and asked for my name. That was the day my whole life changed forever. A few months later Elena hired me as her personal assistant. I moved from my tiny apartment into her big mansion. The house was in a place called Lake Forest near the water. It was like a dream or a movie. The house had 10 bedrooms and a giant garden with a lake. Elena was a great teacher and a wonderful mentor. She taught me how to dress like a professional. She taught me how to talk to clients and close deals. She called me a person she could truly trust. I felt so lucky and I felt like I finally belonged. But that beautiful house was not perfect. There was another person living there who was very bitter. Her stepdaughter Maya was young and very wild. Maya hated Elena because she wanted her father's money. She looked at me like I was just a toy for her games. She wanted to use me to hurt the woman who saved me. One night when Elena was away on a business trip, Maya came to my room while I was reading a book. She was wearing expensive silk loungewear. But her eyes were full of a dark fire. "Leo," she said to me with a sharp smile. "Why are you being her slave every day? She is just using your hard work to get richer. When she is done with you, she will throw you out." I told her she was wrong about Elena. But Maya just laughed and sat on the edge of my bed. She promised me a new life that I could only dream of. She said if I gave her a secret file from Elena's company, she would make me a partner in her own business. She promised me millions of dollars in a hidden account. I was young and I was very greedy for power. I wanted to be a king and not just an assistant. So I made a deal with the devil that night. I stole the private data for Maya and I broke Elena's heart. When Elena found out about my betrayal, she did not scream. She did not call the police or tell the guards. She just looked very tired and stood by the large window. She looked at the lake for a long time. Then she turned and asked me one simple question. Leo, was it worth it? I could not look at her eyes and I could not speak. I felt like the smallest and most pathetic man alive. She let me go without a fight. She just said, "Do not let me see you again." I got the money from Maya and I bought the fancy cars. I bought a house in the city and wore the best clothes. But for 5 long years I could not sleep at night. I saw Elena's eyes in my dreams every single night. She was always asking me if I was finally happy. And the answer in my soul was always no. Now sitting in this Chicago bar, I realized the truth. Maya did not care about me at all. I was just a tool for her to get her revenge. But Elena, she really cared about my future. She wanted me to be a better man with a good heart. Elena put a small business card on the wooden table. "This is my new office," she said calmly. "If you want to be the old Leo again, come and see me. But there are no shortcuts and no easy money this time. You have to work hard to earn your place." I watched her walk away into the cold Chicago night. And for the first time in 5 years I could finally breathe. I stood up and left the bar without looking back. I left the keys to my fancy car on the table. I was ready to start over and work for my life. I was ready to earn my dignity back piece by piece. Thank you for listening to my story today. Have you ever made a big mistake for money? Did you find a way to fix your life and move on? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and share this video with your friends. I will see you next time for our next story.